Hello fans and friends, and welcome to another video. My name's Keef Smith. For today's video I'm going to be talking about Sir Michael Phillip Jagger. Born on the 26th of July 1943, he's recently celebrated his 80th birthday. So I'd like to shine a light on him and show that for him my love is strong. I'm sure that many people will agree with me when I say that Mick Jagger is the best all singing, all dancing, quite literally, frontman that's ever been. Roger Daltrey of The Who knows a thing or two about being a frontman, once said, "You're never going to out-front Mick Jagger. He's the best frontman there's ever been. There's no competition at all. There's Mick and then all the rest of us are somewhere down the line." There's 5 points that I'd like to talk about, with the first one being his voice. Not enough is said about Mick Jagger's voice. Sure, it's not a pretty thing, but it's raw, it's full of personality and truly distinctive. Whether it's blues, rock, country, funk, soul, he's got it. His voice is raw and snarling, and then it can be very soulful and tender. He does an excellent falsetto, and I've always been a fan of his kind of scat singing and ad-libs. And he even does a very good spoken word piece, like at the end of Fingerprint File or Miss You, for example. Quite clearly, Mick is a truly gifted and exceptional singer. The second point I'd like to come to is his dance moves. Now, I don't know about you, but whenever I see any footage of the Stones, especially when they're playing live, I am immediately drawn to Mick. I watch Mick, I don't watch anyone else. And that's because Mick is an incredible entertainer. Whatever he's doing, whether he's hopping, skipping or running across the stage or throwing some really strange shapes, I am absolutely transfixed. And I really like the differing styles of his dancing. Sometimes it's a little bit camp, and then other times it's full-on manly swagger. But whatever he's doing, he looks like he's having the best fun, and I can't take my eyes off him. My next point is another one that doesn't get spoke about enough. What a great harmonica player Mick Jagger is. Mick said, "I started to learn the harmonica after hearing the greats of the blues such as Little Walter and Sonny Boy Williamson." That's Mick doing the harmonica part on the brilliant Midnight Rambler. That's Mick doing the harmonica part on Sweet Virginia and Love Is Strong and Out of Control and countless others. They're really rich and exceptional musical parts, brilliantly played, and they give a real blues and soulful feel to these great songs. And to acknowledge his skillful harmonica playing and the fact that he's a true rock icon, his name is now on a range of Lee Oscar harmonicas. My next point is Mick Jagger's solo work certainly deserves more praise. Now, admittedly, She's the Boss isn't a great debut, although there was much excitement around it naturally, but Hard Woman and Just Another Night are two really good songs. But much better are the two solo albums that followed, Primitive Cool and Wandering Spirit. In fact, Primitive Cool was a really solid rock album with some really good songs like Let's Work, which was a minor hit single, Kowtow, which apparently was aimed at Keith Richards. The two weren't getting on so well at the time. Shoot Off Your Mouth and War Baby. Really good stuff on Primitive Cool. And though I don't think it's quite as good as Primitive Cool, there's plenty to enjoy on Wandering Spirit, like Sweet Thing, Don't Tear Me Up, the title track, and a seriously funky and superb cover version of Use Me, the great song by Bill Withers. But his best solo album, I think, was Goddess in a Doorway. This has some great stuff on it. God Gave Me Everything with Lenny Kravitz. Visions of Paradise was an excellent single with Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20. Dancing in the Starlight, Hideaway, Gun. There's some really exceptional work on this album. And he did a great standalone release song a few years ago called England Lost. You can find that on YouTube. That's a great song. I love that. There's plenty of good stuff across Mick Jagger's solo career, so be sure to check it out. And my last point is a pretty obvious one. It's the Stones. The Stones, man. What a great band. It's only rock and roll, but I like it. You like it. You clicked on this video, so you know how great Mick Jagger is and how great the Stones are. So I'm just going to hold up 5 of my favourite albums by this incredible band. 1971's Sticky Fingers being my all-time favourite album by the band, followed by 1972's Exile on Main Street, incredible. 1974's It's Only Rock and Roll. Now, not many would put this above Let It Bleed or Beggar's Banquet, maybe not ahead of Goat's Head Soup, but I've got a real soft spot for this album. I think it's excellent, start to finish. How about Some Girls from 1978, all killer, no filler, balls out, rock and roll, except for Faraway Eyes, which is rather nice actually. And lastly, another album that may surprise a few of you, but I love it, their last studio album, A Bigger Bang from 2005. And I've also got a soft spot for their Satanic Majesty's Request. There's plenty of little quirky charms on there that I like. And of course I like Beggar's Banquet and Let It Bleed. Goat's Head Soup is very good. I like Emotional Rescue, I like Tattoo You, and I was listening to Bridges to Babylon the other day and I'd not heard that for years, and I reminded myself just how good that album is. It's all good, I love it all, and a large reason for that is because Mick Jagger is at the front of the band singing his heart out. He's 80, he's still doing it, he's incredible. Mick keeps the Stones rolling. So I'll sign off now, and I'd like to leave you with this quote by Sir Bob Geldof, who said, "He was, is, and I believe forever will be the greatest frontman of any rock and roll band ever."